Hello there fans of the Supreme Duo channel, it's White here, and it's time for me to start two new video series today. The Caulifla Sucks video series, and the Dragon Ball Super Sucks video series. Now this series will be about narrative delusion, different from the other kinds of Dragon Ball Thoughts videos which deal with the fighting aspect of the show. This will deal with narrative specifically. Inspired by two commenters who complained that I spent too much time on Caulifla. So, because I'm a spiteful asshole, I decided to spend even more time on her, with the promise of doing at least one Caulifla video a month. Now, here we're going to be talking about undermining a narrative, something Dragon Ball Super does a lot, specifically how Caulifla undermines the Cell Saga. There's always been debate in the community over which saga is the best in the series. People literally go back and forth about all four. So I don't want to look down on the discussion by saying any one is the better right now. I will say that the Frieza arc and Cell arc are by far the most popular. When people mention big moments in the franchise, they talk about the death of Broli, Goku going Super Saiyajin, Frieza vs. Goku, Frieza's defeat, Super Vegeta vs. Semi-Perfect Cell, Trunks killing Frieza, Goku vs. Cell, Gohan going Super Saiyajin 2. Super made Goku and Vegeta go back to their Cell Saga outfits for a reason. And no, it's not just because the toy riders are hacks. I think there's a reason why these are so popular, why these sagas matter so much to people. Because in addition to stellar fights, there's focus on characters and concepts. Now that's something I'll discuss in detail in the future, but for now let's talk about Super Saiyajin. This transformation is what solidified DB in pop culture, and what people consider to be the highlight of the Frieza arc. In the Cell arc, they highlight my favorite thing about Super Saiyajin. It's biology. It's a natural thing as much as it is a spiritual one. It's not just about making your ki big, as Goku tells Gohan. It's about raising your strength in response to incredible rage. It's a physical, psychological, and even spiritual change. That's an interesting concept, and they run with it, leading to the creation of the Super Saiyajin grades, which lead to the concept of SSJ forms. So you have this arc to thank for every form after Super Saiyajin 2. Now, how does Caulifla undermine this? Caulifla is introduced into the Tournament of Power arc as a prodigy, the random sister of some guy who trained Kaba who supposedly had great potential. How does she showcase this potential? She transforms into a Super Saiyajin by tingling her back, and turns Super Saiyajin 2 literally by flicking her wrist. Later in the arc, she simply states it was a back tingling, and Goku actually okays this. It may seem like a simple gesture. But this makes the entirety of the Cell arc worthless. Whether you like the Cell arc or not, it's a story about the Saiyajins pushing their potential. As Vegeta and Goku are morphing and beaten by their artificial humans, they're seeking what lies beyond the Super Saiyajin wall. They seek power literally beyond that of legend. And they do it by their own means, their own methods, and to their own ends. Vegeta pushes himself to his physical limits, refusing anyone's help in achieving the ascended form. Goku chooses to train with Gohan, realizing his own limits and deciding to instead focus on pushing his son past his. That's just how the training affects those characters. Let's focus on the plot aspect. Goku realizes that forcing your body to do anything isn't good, and instead opts to get better at managing the power beforehand. Through this process, he makes his Super Saiyan form no different from his base form, raising his power exponentially. He has a level of mastery and control not thought possible at the time. He has a new calm demeanor and the power to back it up. You guys know I don't like making statements without evidence, so let's do that. Firstly, to become an SSJ, it's reconfirmed in the Cell arc that anger is the initial trigger. Goku, no, that's not just making your ki huge. Or no, that's just making your ki huge. Anger is the initial trigger for Super Saiyajin. Get angry, really cut loose. He decides to focus on SSJ after witnessing the Grade 3 and even 2 and determining that they are a waste of time. Gohan, absolutely incredible. You'll definitely be able to defeat Cell like this. I can't win like this. Probably not. With my muscles swelled up like this, my power greatly increases, but it kills my speed. Huge power doesn't mean anything if I can't hit my opponent. And it uses up energy at too intense a rate. Balance-wise, regular Super Saiyajin is the best. I know that well enough. Even the proud Vegeta recognizes the superiority of what they've done. Vegeta to himself. What's with them? Is that Super Saiyajin? No, it has a slightly different atmosphere. They're being so natural in that state. The others even comment on this. It's not just Vegeta. Tenshinhan. Hey, Goku and Gohan were Super Saiyans just now, right? But even so, they were so, how do I say this, natural feeling. I think there's no doubt they're Super Saiyajins. However, they train so much that they can exist at that state at an ordinary, everyday level. Trunks. So then, when they fight, they'll perform an even more tremendous transformation. Vegeta, are you an idiot? You don't seem to think things over. They've judged that this state is the best. If they get used to it, they get used to that as a matter of habit, then even if they raise their battle power, the strain on their body is very small. They've thought this through. To quote Teddy, he spoke softly and carried a big Kamehameha. Using this method as a middle ground, they opened the pathway for another form to be achieved, Super Saiyajin 2. It unlocks even more power than the original form, in comparison to base anyway, and it returns the upturned spike look along with the malicious intent. Only now it's even worse. The pacifist Gohan is literally torturing Cell. He needed this power and he has it, but at a price. And when Gohan finally defeats Cell, he's done. He's achieved power beyond that of a Super Saiyajin. And he ended the threat of the artificial humans, but to do so he had to dedicate himself to fighting. He had to forsake his nature as a pacifist. And he killed someone. He even lost his father in the process. Gohan earned Super Saiyajin 2. And now it turns out, 20 years later, that the whole arc was a waste of time. Gohan simply wasn't a good enough prodigy. Now let's compare all the statements we've made about Caulifla, all the statements made about Gohan and compare them to the statements made about Caulifla. Caulifla simply states that she has to make her back all tingly-like, according to what Kappa said, in order to transform into a Super Saiyajin. I'm so glad we had an arc that established, two arcs that established that anger is the initial trigger for the transformation. I'm so glad we spent the time and the effort to learn that fact, only for it to turn out 20 years later that all they had to do to achieve this form is to make their back tingle. But it doesn't stop there. It turns out you don't need to master Super Saiyajin at all. Goku wasted his time. Gohan wasted his time. All it really took was a back tingle. That's all there is to it. That's all it took. I'm so glad we had a whole arc where characters wasted their time and effort trying to find what lied beyond. All Goku should have done to defeat Cell was have Gohan tingle his back twice. Hell, arguably he could have done it by doing it himself. He put Gohan through the toughest time of his life for no reason. Vegeta, Trunks, worked hard and lost to Cell for no reason. People like to claim that the themes of Dragon Ball are that there's always someone stronger and that you can achieve anything by working hard enough. So it baffles me how people can accept a character who undermines an entire arc, whether the most popular in the series, by saying fuck you to both of those concepts. Caulifla came into the franchise, looked at all the work that Saiyajins put in during the Cell arc, looked at all the interesting concepts and philosophies present in the grades, and took a dump all over them. If you want to know why I hate this character, this is why. She ruined my favorite arc. This is akin to the Legend of Korra making Aang a bad father. It's literally just insulting us for wasting our time with the previous installment. I live in a world where a transformation that formerly took years of effort, discipline, and even the strength of will is reduced to a back tingle. That's why I hate Caulifla. That's how Caulifla undermines the Cell arc. Now luckily, in the Dragon Ball Super manga, Toyotaro is already fixing this mess by simply saying she appears to have had an easier time achieving Super Saiyajin than the Saiyajins of Universe 7. This doesn't confirm that she had an easier time, it's just stating the fact that Kava believes she did, and it doesn't undermine what it takes to ascend. She could have ascended through anger the proper way for all we know. We don't actually see it, but presumably that's what happened. Alright, I can already tell that all my issues with Caulifla will be fixed in the manga. However, the manga isn't the only product. The anime exists. The anime is a thing. And as such, I'm going to continue talking about this. Alright? I don't care what other people's opinions on this are. Alright? I'm simply stating the facts. Alright? The fact of the matter is that Caulifla completely undermines the Cell arc. I've just explained for you, clear-cut with evidence, how Super Saiyajin transformations used to work, and how they work according to Caulifla, and how Caulifla's method being far easier completely undermines all the work and effort the characters we are attached to had to go through in the previous arc. Alright, if you like Caulifla, good for you. I have no problem with that. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is when people are intellectually dishonest. You can't like Caulifla and then at the same time agree that she doesn't contradict the events of Dragon Ball Z. because she does. That is a fact. Alright, you can't like Caulifla and then lie in order to support her. I don't mess with that. That's not what I'm about. That's not what you should be about either. Alright, like I said in the other video, I like Caulifla, but I will openly admit her character and context of power anyway makes no sense whatsoever. Alright, that's all I'm asking for, intellectual honesty. So, if you have any problem with something I've said in this video, please come at me with evidence. Alright, that's all it takes, evidence. You want to change my mind, you have to use evidence from Dragon Ball Z. Preferably from the manga, but I am perfectly willing to debate with the anime, provided you state that you're using evidence from the anime. Don't go back and forth. You have to pick one, either debate using the anime or debate using the manga. I really want to get this video out quick, because after this I'm going to be working on the homecoming video like I promised I would. That video is going to take a very long time, and it really needs to be workshopped and edited, etc., etc., etc. So, I really like to thank everyone for watching this video. Remember to comment if you want to debate with me or if you want to agree. You can literally put anything in the comment section. I don't remove comments. I don't believe in censorship. Like if you enjoyed the video. Dislike if you didn't. I don't care. Share this video if you think other people will like it. I really want to get the word out there. I really want people to look at Caulifla the way I do. Alright, I don't want people to dislike her. I just want them to understand where people are coming from. Because I think that's a big problem in the fandom. We don't really go through the work or the effort of trying to understand one another. But that's a topic for another day. That being said, I've already thanked you for watching. I've already said that you should like, favorite, comment, share, subscribe, all that usual garbage. Remember to hit the notification bell so you're notified every time a new video is up. This is the video for the people who dislike Dragon Ball Super. And it's something I got more passionate about during the recording process than I ever expected. So, this has been fun. I hope you guys enjoy this new video series. I know I sure will. And I'll be sure to catch you guys later. Tap108, signing out. Peace.